Hi, I'm Frank Ball. Welcome back to our Journey to the Cloud series. Now, the last thing I'd really like to talk about is cloud automation tools and why we should look at these. Now, not all tools are created equal, and what I would say is anytime you're getting off on a journey and you're going to do stuff within your environment, you should have your requirements top of mind. When we start thinking about internal private cloud architectures, it's all about dynamic, elastic, flexible infrastructure. In our first chasm of data center optimization, we talked about the 7 pillars of savings. As we look forward, and by the way, a lot of you, I talk about virtualization inside of that one chasm there because they're a little bit blurry. A lot of you are already going down the path of virtualization. Continue. I always say virtualize everything that you can and bring virtualization, non-virtualized applications under virtual management. Here's why. As we start to look at the cloud automation tools, it's all about the scalability and flexibility. And I'm going to paint a picture or a backdrop of something that should make sense to you. Now, everybody's talking about desktop virtualization. They're looking at VDI architectures as a way to save, dollars on buying net new endpoints that are out there, and also administration on things like, rebuilding of systems on the fly. Now, a lot of people say, I don't see the return on investment. I do. Because if you're going to look at a desktop virtualization strategy, a lot of times it requires more infrastructure. You're going to buy net new architectures to be able to do this. I say this is the first real look that you have at a cloud-based architecture. Why? Well, if you look at desktop virtualization, typically you're only using that environment about 35% of the time. You don't run your business 24/7 by 365, but you build the infrastructure to be able to do that. What I mean by that is you're not going to have 100% of your employees logged in at one time, all the time. You might during the day, if you have an 8x5 type of organization, and even if you have a follow the sun type organization with thousands and thousands of users, you're still overlapping some of that time. So with time of day compute, one of the first things we say is, with desktop virtualization, look at the capability to take other applications and let's change their cycle. So give me batch processing, give me billing, give me backups, give me things that I can move to the night, and let's use that infrastructure and retire legacy infrastructure out of the system so we can have this consolidation happening. Now let's take advantage of some of these cloud automation tools and orchestration tools to be able to set things up in the environment to do some really cool stuff. Like, maybe I have the capability in a 2,500 seat environment for 400 desktops all the time. And I'm reusing my infrastructure, my security, my compute, my network, and my storage. I'm utilizing all that stuff all of the time to support different applications, but the infrastructure that becomes fixed. So one of the things that we would say right away is that I have the capability now to have 400 desktops running, and as people start to log in, as I get to about 250, I can spin up additional workloads, and I can scale into my architecture, and I can scale back. When I start to scale back, I can set algorithms to say, hey, if it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, start to free that infrastructure up, especially on maybe a Friday afternoon, because I can reuse and repurpose all this stuff to now bring all these other applications in and run them that I don't have to have during the day. And like I said, what that means for my business now is I have the capability to scale in and flex in with less infrastructure. So there's an inherent savings with cloud-based computing if you get in and take a look at your applications, your application cycles, and you have the right automation tools. Now, at AdCap, we have an advisory service to address all of this. If you'd like to know more at the end of this, I have a nice little blog page you can go to. You can post your comments, request more information, and get us engaged in your environment. Let us show you how a cloud-based architecture can set you up so your business can be dynamic, scalable, resilient, and flexible in the future, and save you a tremendous amount of money. I'm Frank Ball, and I thank you for attending our series.